Today on Studio 865, we have the Everybodyfields here, and talking to me now we have Jill Andrews and Sam Quinn. And also, can you tell us who all lives in the band?
In the band living, let's see who we have. We have Josh Oliver, who's playing the keys and the electric guitar. And we have Tom Pryor over on the pedal steel. And
you two are originally from Johnson City?
We moved there for college. Jill, I guess, had lived there for a long time, but I grew up in Polk County, which is down south of here, about 90 minutes. And so, yeah, I moved up there to go to college. I didn't finish. Jill did. And then we moved down here about 8 months ago.
I had seen you guys a couple of years ago, and I thought, oh, this is a good band. And then I saw you at the Bijou Theater on the WDVX 10-year anniversary. And I thought, it's one of my favorite moments to see a band where I feel that they go from good to great. There was something that night at that show, and I don't know if you guys noticed it, but I felt like everybody in the audience was just there and into it. And I think you guys had evolved as well. What was your take?
Yeah, that was one of those great nights. You know, it was just a beautiful theater, and it was packed. And plus, we didn't really have to do anything that much. It was just like we played like 2 songs, and it's just like, well, I'd like to think if I had a band for 4 or 5 years that if I couldn't go and play 2 songs real good, you know, like I might as well hang it up. But yeah, it was the crowd.
The theater. We've never played in there. It was great.
And we just moved to Knoxville, and it was just like, wow, this is a pretty great time, you know. Yeah, but I know what you're saying. It was a good night for us. It was just so much fun. Yeah. And a lot had changed within the band in that time, and
we now have a wall of sound.
Yeah, we're borrowing the wall of sound from the Grateful Dead and touring around with it with tractor trailer trucks. And
you start off with Leaving, which to me has the classic East Tennessee sort of sound to it. And I don't know what that East Tennessee sound is, but I know it when I hear it, and it has that beautiful sort of Appalachian feel, but a lot of other textures. Where did that song come from?
Oh, man. Well, you know, like most of the other tunes, they're just problems that me and Jill have with our lives. And so I ran that one into the other tune because I kind of think that I'm going to run it into the other tune depending on how this all falls together. Yeah. It's kind of a sequel. They're kind of about the same things, you know, and it's just like whatever. So, you know, things, when it gets dark outside, things change, you know, with yourself sometimes.
It's coming out late in the evening. The sirens just smile when she sees me. Run away, don't against my face and it pulls me right back downtown the stew. Spend most of my days around my mother's side, smiling and trying to hide. And it came a little too soon, but everything had the same tune. I already knew how it started and ended. Now feel the metal against the bone, and that won't make it home. Welcome, my son, to the machine. So hard
And B minor, which is spelled B-E space M-I-N-E-R.
Mm-hmm.
But I did notice you playing a B minor chord in that song.
It is also in the key of B minor, Todd.
Is that a coincidence?
A little bit. Yeah, so, I don't know. Naming songs, I'd rather do almost anything than name a song, unless it was like temporarily Achilles, or something like that, That's a cool name. Or the Battle of Evermore is a pretty cool name for a song. But,
Somebody else's sweatpants.
Yeah,
But I think you're really good at naming albums. I love your album names.
I do love naming albums. However, I do not like naming songs.
Nothing Is Okay. Who named that one, and what brought that out?
Well, Jill and I weren't getting along at all, and to the point to where we needed to move to different regions of the United States for a while. And we'd been recording on this record that would turn into Nothing Is Okay. And we were just about to hang it up. We'd recorded it 2 or 3 times and just weren't getting along and hated everything that we'd recorded. And then we came back from our respective sides of the country and took a walk one day outside my house. I was like, Jill, we should put this stuff out together. And I had the idea for the artwork, and I was like, I think it'd be great if we just put all these songs about how you and I don't get along and how we're not talking and it's all this stuff that we've never talked about, and put it on a record and call it Nothing Is Okay. And I think that'd be really funny in an ironic kind of way. And I don't know, convinced you that was a good idea, or suckered you into it.
Yeah, well, we had our songs, like we all wrote songs separately for that album, and we were kind of just going to take them. He was going to take his songs, and I was going to take mine, and just go our separate ways. Maybe make a solo album or whatever. But we decided.
Hang yourself in the bathroom.
We decided to make an album together instead, and it worked out real well because the songs were similar themes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which brings us to Lonely Anywhere. That seems also to ride in that theme. Does that fit in with the theme you're talking about here? And
yeah, very much so.
I think so. Yeah.
I'm sorry you're angry. Good night. Goodbye. We need to looking into each other's eyes, even though it's hard to see the ones you love, but can't help despise. Start writing, make a list of your plans for the year, and send me a little note in the mail when my name appears on your list of things to do. If you ever can see past you, I'll keep some days clear.
looking through me with a blank stare, and I can't help but ask if today would be my last. Would you care? And I can be lonely here, and I can be lonely anywhere, and I can be lonely here, and I can be lonely.
And that song was recently an NPR Song of the Day. How do you get a Song of the Day?
Yeah, Jill, how do you do
How
that?
do you?
I really don't know. We have good managers, and I don't know. I felt really pleased.
I didn't know
about
that was a song of the day. Jill, how do you write a song that is the song of the day?
Yeah.
That's what I want to
From
talk
now
about.
on, you got to start writing with that in mind.
Right.
This is going to be a Song of the Day one day. Maybe today.
I've never had a song of the day.
You need to write one.
I'm trying.
We'll do one before you leave if you have an extra few
All right.
minutes. You still have the guitars here.
I'm just really glad that my mom can be proud of me for things like that.
Yeah, it's great for.
That's why I'm in this business, so my mom can be proud of me.
I'd say she's very proud. In that song, there's a line in there, something about the ones you love, but can you tell me what it is? It's about the ones you love, but you can't help despise.
What's that line about, Jill?
Well, oh man. So we have to keep looking into each other's eyes. The ones that you love, but you can't help despise. It's just about having to stick it out with somebody, you know, regardless of how you feel sometimes, and how much they make you mad. Just having to stick it out and, you know, just kind of put your feelings aside. Just ride it out, I guess.
Well, that's one of the things I really like about your songs is that they're not all perfect, and a love song can be really complicated.
I don't know. That's how I get out my emotions, really, writing songs. So whether it's about him or somebody else or anything else, you know, it's going to be a song that I wrote probably in the same sort of way that I've done it in the
common
past.
goals, you know, like you know, just as far as, you know, even when things were really, really awful, which was not that far back, Jill. You know, we still, you know, we're just like, hey, we've got this band, you know, and it's sort of, you know, it's having a band is sort of like a kid, you know. It's just like, well, when, you know, it's just like, well, Jill, we've got this band, you know.
Let's do it for the.
We're doing it for the band.
Stay together for the band.
Yeah.
Don't let the band hear us fighting.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're getting along. Things are going well.
Yeah, things are going really well.
We're on a positive, you know, sort of.
I'm going like this.
It seems like something's really turning. It's just the way it feels, and
Yeah.
and it seems like your songs and everything are just really, really there.
This next song's called In Your Boots.
Daddy, daddy, the dog chewed up my toys and hid them under the house. And I'm too scared to crawl there. Daddy, daddy, my sister's running in your boots. And in her diaper, she runs too fast for me. I won't catch her before she hits the road. I said I won't catch her before she hits the road. I said
Who are your favorite writers? Do you have, are there particular writers you draw inspiration from?
In the past couple years, I've really started to love Lucinda Williams. At first, when I heard her music, I didn't like it.
I remember that.
I didn't like it at all, and then it just started to grow on me so much. I like her a lot.
I grew up with a lot of Neil Young, and I still am a big fan of that guy. And just as of recently, I've just been picking up a lot of records by Wings.
I noticed you during the break. You're playing something from Venus and Mars, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear you talk about that because maybe we'll have you guys on the Flip Side program, which comes on at 8:30, directly following the 8 o'clock Studio 865, and we can play Paul McCartney.
I'll play some Paul McCartney, man.
Lucinda Williams, Pink Floyd. I think I heard you quoting Pink Floyd in
There's
one of the
Pink
lyrics.
Floyd, yeah. Takes a village, Todd.
To welcome the machine. Now, what's next? What are you going to do next? Are you just going to tour like crazy, or are you going to make another record? Or
We have plans to make another record in the fall with the current lineup. I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be, in the studio it all gets crazy and everything, and
We tour a lot.
we do play it out a lot. But I'm looking forward to more than just playing a bunch of gigs and stuff. If you make a record that you're proud of, I don't know, when you're gigging around, all you're doing is just recreating that from the ground up every single night, And a live show, recording of a live show is awesome, don't get me wrong. But making a record is, I'm real pumped about getting in there and what's going to happen when we get in there. And I think it's going to be really good, but I'm pessimistic,
it'll be good. If things go poorly, then that'll make for good songs, and it'll be good even
Right.
then. You see.
It'll be
Does that make any sense at all?
It'll be really bad, but de facto pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see an album title coming out. If you could explain that in one phrase.
Well, I've got a couple months.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming in and playing today, and
Yeah,
thanks
man.
again to Josh and Tom. You have a wonderful sound and great songs, and we appreciate you coming down to our cozy brick wall and case studios.
Yeah, it's our pleasure, man. Enchanted.
All right. Nice to see you.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Todd.